Hi, my name is Hala Sahlman, and I am a professional Christian life coach. My passion is helping women to understand more about themselves and more about God so that they can live the purpose filled life that He's already designed for them. A phrase I love using is telling women that I help them to return to themselves, return to who they were originally created to be. The purpose of this podcast is to give you tips and tricks for how to do that. How do you understand yourself better? And how can you learn from other women who have been able to return to themselves during different seasons of their lives? On this episode, I share a little bit about my journey towards becoming a professional Christian life coach. I have not always been a life coach. It's something that I started I began my journey many years ago, but my official practice, I opened my coaching business in 2019. And I was in the middle of a workshop recently, and right towards the end, we were wrapping things up. And one of the clients said, "Oh, wait, Hala, I just have a quick question for you. How did you get into coaching?" And in the moment, I realized, okay, I could give the short answer or the long answer. And she seemed genuinely interested. And so I gave my longer version of how I got into coaching. And with her permission, thankfully, I was recording that conversation. And with her permission, I'm going to share my response with you today. So, this is a little bit of a bonus episode if you've been curious about my journey, or if you are someone who is considering maybe going into coaching yourself, or again, just want to know more about my background. This is the episode for you. If, as you're listening, you have more questions for how I became a coach, feel free to reach out to me on social media. I am just a message away on Instagram. My handle is at Hala Sahlman. You can find me on Facebook as well, or my email is halasalman@hrslifecoaching.com. Everything is linked below. And here is a little bit of my story of becoming a life coach. Hi, my name is Hala. As a professional life coach, I help women identify and put into action their values, passions, and talents so they can live the purpose-filled life God's already designed for them. Are you ready to live a purpose-filled life? Let's do this. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks, Hala.
You're welcome. Bye.
I actually have a question.
Sure.
How did you get into life coaching?
That's a great question. A series of events. So where do I begin? So when I first got married, I was really surprised at a lot of changes that happened, just like so many new things. Jack and I didn't live together before we got married. So like living with a boy, going through the whole wedding process and like having tons of attention. And then all of a sudden you're kind of like just the two of you and people give you space to like be married. So there's just a lot of changes. And I started to blog about it. And that I was able to like build a community online of other women because people were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going through the same thing." And so that was just a really cool experience. And it got me interested in kind of online work and how to connect with people and build community using one of my passions. Then a couple years later, I started getting daily headaches, which turned into migraines, and thought it was normal, found out it was not normal, and was just getting so frustrated. I didn't want to keep just taking medication to like mask my symptoms. I wanted to heal. That was like, I was like desperately wanting to like just be rid of this and heal. And so I ended up going to a spiritual coach, and she took a holistic approach and recommended kind of changing the way that I was eating, and that affected my emotions and my spiritual life and just like every aspect of me. And so then I was like, whoa, coaching is so powerful. I need to know more about this. I was a special education teacher and have always been really passionate about helping people. The reason I went in, I was middle school special ed and wanted that age range because middle school, you're just so moldable. You need all the love. And then special ed, I just felt like added a whole new layer of individuals who need to be empowered and know that they are valued and capable. but I was realizing that those passions that I had couldn't be effective in a teaching role. There, for me personally, there was just too much expectation from administration and parents and just so many other things. And so I was feeling stifled. Like, I have so
Mm.
much to give and I have so much love and I just can't use it here. So I was already feeling like I need a new career. And then started looking more into life coaching and found out I could be a Christian life coach and it's something I could do online. And so when I started a family, I could be home and it was just like more affirmation and confirmation from God over and over again. And I'm kind of finishing up my Christian certification and am full time now. I just left my teaching job in like February and I'm all in. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I shared earlier in the office hours that someone told me about marriage that marriage is so much better when God writes your love story.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe in that. That's how my marriage has been. That just like trusting in God and surrendering to Him for the right person and everything. And in this season of my life, I'm finding that to be so true about a career path, that your
Mm-hmm.
job is so much better when you allow God to write that story for you. And I think part of my whole journey, it affects why I'm passionate about helping women to figure out who they are. What do you love? What are you passionate about? What do you want? Those things are there. God has put those on your heart for a reason, and He wants you to use them. And I just feel like my life and experience is an example of that, with where I'm at. And I want to help other people to have that same experience of really knowing God's love and God's provision and just how great life can be. So
Yeah. Oh, no, it's so good. So good.
Thanks for asking. It's fun to talk
Yeah.
about. It's kind of a long story though, so I don't always, it's not like an easy like blip blip blip. So
Yeah. Yeah. It never is.
yeah. So
So
true.
Thanks so much for tuning in. I'd love to hear what you learned from this episode, so feel free to shoot me a message or leave me a comment. And don't forget to subscribe for more tools to live a purpose-filled life.